What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Verdict here, and I have a very good news. Awakening Mystic and Succession Mystic got buffed again onto the Wave 2 side of things, and we're going to get into this in a minute. But first, I would really want to kind of pay attention to this developer note. Before we go into all of these buffs, we've already calculated onto the Mystic Discord all of the percentages, this and that, so we're going to get into that, but it's very important for us to really kind of look into what's up into the developer's mind. So let's read through this first, and then we're going to go into the Succession and Awakening Mystic. So let's begin. Through today's update, the attack range and damage of some classes' skills has been adjusted. The direction of the update is to prioritize the range of some difficult to use skills in consideration of the class's behavior and characteristics, and fine-tune the skills whose range is difficult to adjust in way grants corresponding damage. This secondary adjustment for PvE balance is in progress, and matters such as defense judgment, range, hit, and evasion are also being considered. I think what they mean by this is basically all types of debuffing. These factors will inevitably affect PvP situations as well, so starting with the next week, PvP balance adjustments will also be made. In addition, along with the PvP balance adjustments, the accuracy/evasion power of monsters will also be adjusted so that the accuracy/evasion power of each class can be used meaningfully in the hunting field. This is amazing. We as evasion players, we have cried literally out loud for how Dekia content killed evasion, and then Nulukita solidified evasion's death into the PvE scene. This is amazing. Let's continue reading. Unlike PvE balance, PvP balance is relatively adjusted between classes rather than the absolute adjustment with monster abilities. Therefore, temporary adjustments such as simply adjusting the range or damage amount may confuse many adventurers, so time is needed for more stable testing and updates. For example, as a work currently being prepared, effect work to increase the range is also being carried out in parallel. I think they mean adjusting the ranges of abilities. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by this. However, if the range is simply changed without changing the effect, there may be cases where both the attacker and the target are unable to easily recognize the decision. Therefore, work is being done on the effect of technologies with increased range, and work is also being done to complement areas where the effects and judgment of existing technologies do not do much. In addition, when we first started balancing, we said rather than downgrading the Wusa class, which has good hunting efficiency at the time, we would proceed with upgrading other classes that were lacking. In this process, such as revamping skill specializations and increasing damage, etc., we're working on improving the areas where hunting efficiency on the surface is more noticeable. After the first PvE adjustments and skill specialization reorganization, we have been greatly encouraged by the feedback we have received from adventurers. Thank you. We will review it more closely so that many adventurers have more fun playing it. Amazing. I love this. I love this so much because this is almost targeted towards Awakening Magos, evasion, and accuracy issues. It's almost targeted at evasion, accuracy onto the return rate in terms of us as players having these stats viable. With that being said, this is kind of the highlight, but let's move towards the most important part, and of course that is our beloved Succession Mystic, and we're going to continue from there. So we have two of our abilities increased in range, Hidden Claw being one of them. Hidden Claw is really famous for having this kind of a little bit of a low impact. Now how big in reality it is, we will have to wait until all of that arrives. But with that being said, let's talk first and foremost about all of the buffs, and I'm going to go chronologically from top to bottom, starting of course with the Succession. The first ability, this one that is being said over here, this is Thunder Pound. Thunder Pound has received 10% damage increase. Now, last time Soul Basher got buffed, Soul Basher literally blew Thunder Pound out of just consideration, and Thunder Pound went a little bit more into the fill side, but in reality Thunder Pound should be a lead because it's a debuff onto the target evasion wise. And I really noticed how Thunder Pound's efficiency has been very diminished, but today with these buffs, Thunder Pound should be seen again as this kind of ability that you start with. Let's talk about the second one. We have Hidden Claw buffed by 21% again, which is very impressive, by the way, because the last nerfs, they were really strong, and seeing another big increase on Hidden Claw it really makes me feel like, okay, they're really pushing for the abilities that debuff targets to not just be used for debuffing, but also them to have meaning as well, because in reality, this is kind of one of the struggles of Suck Mystic. All of these abilities that debuff, you kind of fill with them, and I think this is a change in the right direction. The third ability, Duty, is actually Fist Fury. Now, Fist Fury is, how can I say, it's one of the more underwhelming abilities. It has pretty much just health return usage, unfortunately. In reality, its impact is truly the same as Sea Burial, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So the Fist Fury got an 18% increase. The next one is Tornado Kick. So Tornado Kick is very important. It's the bread and butter of Mystic. We use it all the damn time with no exceptions. Tornado Kick has a 20% increased damage. The next abilities that we're going to talk here, all of these are spenders, and the cool thing about it is that they have just increased the spender damage, so the base damage has not been adjusted. Now, Roaring Tiger is the first one, and it has received 8% increase of damage, so this is Roaring Tiger. The next one is Rage Hammer, which also has increased by 8%, and Wave Orb also increased by 8%. And last, finally, after us Mystics have been talking about how important it is to buff Sea Burial properly, Sea Burial has received a 33% adjustment, and it's absolutely great. So the cool thing about Sea Burial's adjustments, as you can see, it went from 1.5 to pretty much above 2k, and I'm not entirely sure if this will be enough, but at least it will be worth to use now as a filler rather than just, well, I have nothing else to use, so I might as well use it. That's the important part of Sea Burial's usefulness. So overall, do I think this will shoot Mystic in succession up? It will, definitely it will. But considering what Awakening got, again, and I'm not even sure why Awakening is on this list, with all honesty, after testing Awakening, she's really strong. But let's just go down to Awakening. It's insane. So let's start instantly with the first ability, which is Tidal Burst. Now, Tidal Burst this year in particular got a whopping 13% increase in damage. The next one is Rising Dragon, which got another 12. Rising Dragon already hits like a truck. I've tested it. You guys can go check that video. I had so much fun getting back to my Mystic. I'll put it up in here and then you can check it down below into the description. Click the link. It's an amazing video. The next thing is Sea Burial, and this is Sea Burial in Awakening. It got a 7% increased damage. Wave Orb got an 8% increase in damage. Earth Splitter, which was really interesting to see, it got a whopping 20% increase in damage. And Gushing Waters has a 14. And last but not least, the kind of forgotten Hurricane Kick got 30%, which is big. This is kind of the biggest percentage increase. Unfortunately, Hurricane Kick, even if they buffed the crap out of it, I am not really seeing good ways for you to integrate it, and it comes from a little bit of what it does for the Martial Spirit Shards aspect of things. If everything is on cooldown, then use it as a fill. Yes, that will probably happen with these buffs, but it's absolutely insane, guys. Seeing the attention towards Mystic, and we're talking finally just the PvE side of things, it's amazing. I do not believe for a single moment that this here for Succession will be enough to make it better than Awakening. We will see what spots where Shy really enables classes like Olin's Valley will do, but for now it looks like Awakening will be the play in PvE nonetheless. I had tons of fun reporting this to you guys. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you soon. I believe we will be getting PvP changes next week onto the global lab, so this is absolutely fantastic. To the people wondering, unfortunately Awakening Mega was not a part of this, and we'll just wait and see what's gonna happen with her. I'll leave it to that, guys. Mwah. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you soon.